Good morning, everybody. I just want to share something that I think is really funny. Um, if you've known me since high school or when I was younger, you probably know that I was into like all things gothy, right? Like I always thought like witchy stuff was cool, and we used to do the light as a feather, stiff as a board, whatever it was. Like I just always thought that the things in life that we can't explain were always fascinating. So paranormal stuff, ghosts. I used to watch like Unsolved Mysteries all the time. Like it's just fascinating to me, the world and how intricate it can be, and its people, all of it. Like I love learning about other people. This last year especially has really been about me learning about myself, and I've been trying to do it in a lot of different ways. So it's not always just me going and talking to a therapist and helping peel back layers of myself. Sometimes it's me having to look at myself and how am I responding to certain situations, and how am I living my life, and is it matching with the type of person that I want to be. And for so long in my journey, especially after my daughter's diagnosis, I think it was anger and fear, and it was compiling all of the emotions that I had when I was younger, going through the journey that I had as a child, and a teen, and a 20-something-year-old person, and all of my life, right? And so all of the emotions my whole life that maybe I never really took care of, or I never thought bothered me, I'm realizing now definitely were kept in my body, and I have to work on them, And so one of the things that I've done is using tarot and oracle cards. For me, it's not so much like, it's hard to explain. I grew up in a very Catholic household, totally okay. That's what I knew. I always felt off. Not to say that it was wrong or that there was anything bad with it. It was just it didn't feel right to me. And I think most people could probably say that they've been to a place or been in a situation where they're not quite feeling good. Like they kind of like, oh, I don't know if I like this, or I don't know if this is, that's your intuition. Like, you just, and I always thought cards were cool. Ouija boards, not so much. I don't know why, but I just am not a fan of them. But like, it's a card. So I've had these for a while, and they're oracle cards, and they usually only have one word, or sometimes they'll have like a saying on it. And one of the things that we're working on this week in the group that I'm in is, who are we? Like, who are we at the core? Who are we outside of our bodies, and outside of our families, outside of our job, outside of all of that? Who am I, and what do I want? And are the actions and choices that I'm making every day aligning with the person that I want to be, which is caring, supportive, kind, have grace. I am human, so I do have days where I have fear and anger and frustration and sadness, and I don't like how I feel in that, right? So like, I feel when I'm in my fear and my anger, like my body feels different. It makes me sick to my stomach. I just have feelings within my physical body that don't feel good. And so for me, I knew I had to like be conscious about what I'm saying to myself during certain situations, or how I'm responding to whatever's happening around me. One of the things, so today, like I honestly don't feel like it's any different than praying. When I just say, I look at, and I just call for my guides, my angels, whatever it is that you feel like you are being protected by, because you are being protected we all have guardian angels and all that stuff, right? So I just say, you know what, if there is something I need to know, have it pop out in one of these cards, right? So I'm sitting here this morning because I'm getting my car detailed. I have kids and it's just too much to clean myself. It takes me forever and I'm going to pay somebody else to do it because I just can't. This car looks like it's been flipped inside out and it's dirty from the inside out. And so I'm waiting for somebody to come pick me up. And the two cards that came out for me are so on point that it's not a mistake, y'all. Okay, so the first one is rebirth. I can't even tell you how many of these things like resonate with me right now. Like I'm still trying to figure out my logo for Uncharted Light, and I've been thinking like something with a spiral or a tornado or something, you know, because it's chaos, and then circles and hands because I do Reiki, and like there's just so much that go with it. So I was just like, oh, that's cool. I get that, right? And then breath. And this one to me, I was like, okay, I get you, because this is exactly how I've been getting through lately. And when I mean lately, like for sure the last year, like I am very aware now of my breathing, and when I'm noticing it changing, and then I'm able to stop and like look at the situation that I'm in and why is my breathing changing? Why has that been affected? What am I experiencing in this moment that has affected the way my breathing is? And so that's how I use it. And then so many other ways. Okay. Most Oracle books and the tarot books, cards come with a book. And so for me, I always just go with like, what are my first thoughts? What do I think about when I see this? When I see the card, what feelings come into my body? And so like for me, that's like my first, like I just go on instinct, like what thoughts pop in? I do that. And then I always go back and read the things because I feel like it's interesting. I want to see like, does it say something similar to what I'm thinking? And a lot of times it is. So I will go in here and look at rebirth because both of these literally sum up what I'm doing right now, what I'm wanting to do with Uncharted Light, and going forward. So this is just, I'll just kind of go through it quickly. So there is a quote by Buddha on here that starts it, and it says, when your light shines purely, you will not be born and you will not die. Rebirth is a powerful card because it offers the entirety of the fortune's wheel of possibilities, that anything can happen, anything could happen, and everything is happening. The universe is creating space for your biggest dreams to come into reality, and that everything that has happened has led you to this moment for you to experience what's next. And I have been saying that so much lately. I keep saying the life that led me here, the life that led me here. Like when I start to go back and tell my story, which is what everybody keeps saying I should be doing, I keep going further and further and further back because there's so many connections that go all the way back. And it just says, directing your awareness toward what you want and taking action from the inspired love will assist you at this time of great rebirth. To completely be reborn is a long and courageous path, and this card is assuring that it is all coming together. So for me, that was like, okay, I do feel like that's what's happening with me. Like I do feel like I'm stepping out and doing things that maybe I didn't do before, because I was so focused on taking care of everybody else, and I felt very like overwhelmed, and I felt like, how do I do this? And really by me going back and saying, in order for me to be a good caregiver, in order for me to be somebody that can take care of these other people and help share love and kindness in this world, I do need to make sure that I'm taking care of me, because otherwise I fall back into that anger. It's so easy for me to just be mad about stuff all the time. And so I didn't want to live like that. I didn't want to live in anger and sadness. And that doesn't mean that I don't feel those. It means that when I do realize that I'm feeling them, I'm like, okay, this is part of life. Like this is part of what we deal with, and nobody is immune from pain. Nobody is immune from hurt. And it's how do we respond to it? Am I going to go out there and am I going to, like, because I'm hurting, try to hurt other people? Like, I can't conceptualize doing that. And I can't, it just is what it is. Like, I make choices based on, if something happened to me today and my life was gone, would I be okay with the actions and choices that I'm making? When I have to, you know, like they say, stand in front of God. When you do your life review, when you look back at your life, did the choices you made hurt more people, add more negativity and anger into the world? Or can I say that I did my best, that I put myself in check when I noticed that I was being mean and I wasn't being nice? And for a long time that I was not nice. I'm not always nice. I know that. Do I like that part of myself? No. Do I realize now that it's probably part of ADHD and I'm just impulsive and I don't always think things through? Yes. Does that mean it's okay? No. But I'm aware, and I try very hard to be around people and let them know that, like, I need you to call me out on this. Like, you don't have to be mean about it, but, like, if you can be like, hey, you might want to check how you're talking, I'm okay with that, because I don't want to be that way, and sometimes I don't notice. I'm better at it, but sometimes I still miss. And then the breath card. This one, I was just thinking about this the other day. So what I've been doing for the last probably week, for sure, but the last couple of weeks, is every time I see something that's negative or hurts my heart or makes me feel like, how is this happening? How did we get to a point where people don't always care about one another? And how do we get to a point as humans where we can say that we're fine with others being in pain? Not our problem. Like, that just blows my mind. And I just keep thinking, okay, every time I think something negative or I feel that, I'm going to take a deep breath in and I'm going to just breathe in all of that negativity. I want to breathe all of it in from around me, and I want to hold it, and I want to let my heart, like, fill it with kindness and love. And then when I exhale, that's what goes back out. So, like, I feel like I'm trying to filter all of the, like, emotions that are being felt by people everywhere, for all different reasons, right? I want to do what I can, and part of me feels like, even if that's all I can do, at least I'm doing something. So the breath card says, feelings come and go like clouds on a windy sky. That conscious breath is my anchor, which is also, because I notice my heart rate changing and my breathing changing, I have to sit and purposely, like, take a deep breath, slow down. Each moment of the day, you have a metaphorical sword at your hip called conscious breathing, which I also feel like I've been doing a lot of the, or I feel like I have a lot of the, like, AA sayings running through my head of, like, one day at a time, or, like, sometimes it's 1 hour at a time, sometimes it's 1 minute at a time. Like, it's okay to not worry about anything other than the next 20 minutes. If that's all that you have capacity for, that's okay. And I've been doing that a lot, because otherwise it seems too overwhelming and I can't. Breathing is a powerful tool that can help slay limiting beliefs, critical thoughts, and many of your toughest inner demons. Any thought created by the mind can be exhaled and released through breath. So again, I'm like, I don't want to think this, get out of my body. To transform from one state to another, all we have to do is shift our pattern of inhaling and exhaling with intent. So when we're breathing and when we're doing things, what's our intention behind it? Learning how to use our internal systems to direct our emotion towards what feels good and most aligned with our greatest visions. So again, that's what I've been doing. Like, I've been trying to make choices that make me feel okay in myself. And for me, that goes by what my body's telling me. And if I don't feel very good, then I'm probably not making very good choices. The quality of your decisions enhance when you act from a place of fully integrated wholeness. With breath, we have the potential to feel our best, even in the darkest of times. If you can expand in a situation that scares you and choose to feel your most infinite, you reclaim your power within that experience. And we are not only breathing air, we are also breathing in pure creative potential or life force energy. So I don't know if any of you guys are science nerds, but one of the things that science has been looking at is that the space between objects and us isn't actually empty. It's called dark matter. And so it's physical matter that is there. We just can't see it. So, like I said, everything around us is connected. Your internal state is your external stage, and your breath gives you the chance to design and direct the background from where you operate. Does each moment fill you with love, strength, and wisdom? Are you constantly choosing the character that you are playing in reality of your own design? Meaning, am I making the choices that align with the type of person that I want to be in this life? Because this is the choice this is the chance that I have, is this life right here. If you're pulling this card, it's telling you to pay attention to your most intimate form of communication with life, breath. Inhale adventure and exhale your freedom. Create the world from within by using this tool to become a master of your destiny as you continue to move closer to realize your dreams. The element of wind is with you, and the blessings is blessing your journey ahead, allowing air's invisible current to carry you into experiences beyond your wildest imagination. It will help you soar to new heights. How are you breathing life today? So for me, that is like literally sums up everything that I've been doing. And I just feel like I know this won't resonate with everybody. And I know that like people feel like some of this stuff is not right. And I get that. Like I do, because like I said, I grew up Catholic. I get that. The thing is that I'm confused about is that we are told that we are created from God and that we are from the universe. He made us in images of him, right? Is that not what we're told? So why then do we feel like we don't have the ability to connect with that? And what makes one way of connecting more right or appropriate than another? Like, that's the part where I get confused, is like, how is this any different than praying? Like, I when I'm talking out loud to whatever source of energy and love and you know, spirit I come from, how is it any different than praying? And I think for me, it's all about, if I take religion out of it, if I take everything out of it, and I look at who I am as a human person and the choices that I'm making in this human life, am I doing things that align that would make my God proud, to make my source and my spirit and my angels proud? Like, I know people have always talked about like the angel and the devil on your shoulders. Like, am I making choices? Am I having thoughts? Am I doing things that are positive? Or am I choosing things that are making it hard for other people? Am I choosing to do or say things that hurt others or myself? And I think that's where I think it just comes down to like, who are you? And that's why this week we're working on like, who are you? What choices are you making? And so this month actually is what I'm going to say. This entire month of February, I need to be doing more Reiki because I can feel better when I do it. My breathing gets better. My body feels better. And I am really having fun doing the intuitive reading, like the cards and stuff. So I'm going to be posting a link, and I'm doing it for free. Like, because at this point, I don't even want to worry about people trying to pay me for anything. I just want to be able to offer people a space to feel good in their skin, to even for 5 minutes feel better, because sometimes we only have 5 minutes to feel better, 20 minutes a day, whatever it is, because we know that life is hard. This world is hard. And right now, I don't want to make anybody else stressed out by trying to figure out how to afford something like that. I just want to help. Like, that's all I want to do, is help people feel better. So if you're interested, if your interest is piqued and you want to talk about it, or you know, have a quick 15-minute session, that's probably what I'm going to keep them at, is like 15 minutes, so they're quick. Watch for my link, because I just want to offer it as an option. It doesn't always work for everybody. It's not for everyone, and that's okay. I know it helps me, and I know it helps others, and so if I can offer it to others, I'm going to. So with that, I hope everybody has a great day. It's snowing. Know that everything will be all right. Spring is coming. Cannot wait. Okay. Love you. Bye.